Good morning. So I'm looking at ACIU right now. It's 47 minutes until the bell, and this is kind of stair stepping down here, and I'm looking to short it. So I'm going to take a small position there, 58 shares short at 1480. It just broke below this moving average on the 5-minute chart. The 20 exponential moving average, and then it came back up and on the 1 minute, and now it's kind of coming back down here. So I'm just holding or shorting 58 shares. So this is, if you look down here in the bottom left of the screen, it says margin used 24%, $858. So that's how much of my account I have in this trade right now. Today I'm going to be, I plan right now to just be using no more than 75% of my account the entire day. There's a chance I will use more, but it is risky to be using more of your account. So right now I'm just watching this. It could pull back up to these moving averages before continuing down. So I want to be careful and stop out if it's going to go over 1480. We'll have to. All right, so let's see here. So I had been watching this, and ideally I was looking at shorting it right at $15, which would give me better price here. That would have been right as it broke below this 20 moving average on the 5-minute chart. You can see how it just broke below this this line right here of this trend line there on the 5-minute chart. And right now it is pulling back up. I'm gonna hold it here because I have such a small position, and I'll probably short some more when it starts coming back down. So I'm watching here on the 1-minute chart, and I'm shorting again here at 1480. Same price. This is in anticipation of it coming down on the 1-minute chart and breaking the low of the last 1-minute candle. So this stock is the leading gapper on the day. You can see it here. well, not anymore, ACIU. I am shorting it because it has been stair-stepping down throughout pre-market here. It's up 104% right now from yesterday, and it does have a catalyst here. Right now, my current price to stop out is going to be 15.22, which is this moving average. So, ACIU's Alzheimer's vaccine generates potent anti-p-tau antibody response in a phase 1b/2a study. So, got some results from a study on Alzheimer's. Right, so here it's tapping this moving average that I said I was going to stop out on. So if it breaks above that, I'm ready to buy back these shares, and I'm buying them back. So that was an $87 loss. That's okay. Okay. So I used a hotkey to get out of that trade. It was Alt Z. So Alt Z covers my entire short position. If this breaks below 15 again here, I'm going to short it again. So shorting right at 15. So I have a little bit better price now, and it looks like I'm trading with the trend. It's definitely trending down right now. If I have 3 red trades in a row on a stock, I will usually just leave it alone, and maybe I'd come back to it later if there's a different setup that looks promising. But for right now, I've just had 1 red trade on this. Did stop out a little bit higher, did cover my short position a little bit higher than I wanted to, but it was okay. It wasn't horrible. Okay, I'm going to have to stop out here. If it gets above 1575. Got 35 minutes until the bell right now. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to short some more here. So I just shorted again at 1480 because it looks like it's forming a bear flag here. So if it breaks the low of this, so there's 3.5 minutes left on the current 5-minute candle. If it breaks the low of the previous 5-minute candle, which is 1480, it will probably make a decent move downwards. $15 is a level of support and resistance, the whole dollar, so it'll take a little bit to get it back under 15. So the two leading gappers today, ACIU and RCMT, are both easy to borrow. You see the ETB right here, that means easy to borrow. So at my broker, which is light speed right now, I can short this. Yesterday, the stocks I was trading I couldn't short because they had very low floats. And the lower the float, the less likely there's going to be shares available to borrow. I'm taking a long position on RCMT with the rest of my account. I'll pull it up here so you can see. So here's ACIU, and here's RCMT. So this it just did a really healthy pullback here. So I'm looking for ACIU to break down below $15 here. Here we go. So we got 30 seconds left on this 5-minute candle, and I'm looking for it to make a new low here. Break the low of this candle, and the low of this candle is 1480, and we are making new lows. My average price on ACIU is 1481. Correction, 1491. So RCMT, I am long. I bought it on this pullback here at $8.04. The low of the pullback was $8.01. So I'm in a pretty good position there. And ideally it will do a 5-minute breakout. So I'm in 2 trades right now, which when you're multitasking in the stock market, you definitely are reducing the quality and attention that you're giving to each trade. So I'm primarily going to manage the ACIU trade just because I have 204 shares and I have 48 shares of I'm shorting that many, and I'm short 48 shares of RCMT. So I'm going to focus on correction, I'm long 48 shares of RCMT, and RCMT just pulled back to my price here. So you can see on the 5-minute here, this breakout that I was hoping to see, and we got is the low of this 5-minute candle is 1480, and we broke that to the downside. It hasn't made a considerable move, but at least we're in the right territory. I've got 27 minutes to market open right now, trading in pre-market. Short 204 shares on ACIU and long 48 shares on RCMT. So ACIU is coming down a little bit more here. If you look at this chart, you can see how much it came up in pre-market right at the start. So it's dropping back down slowly here, trending down. RCMT, I'm in it for anticipation of a 5-minute breakout. I did buy it at the low of this first red candle pulling back, and We have a minute and 10 seconds left on the current 5-minute candles. You can see the time left on the candles right here at the top of each box, each window. So it looks like it's about to break the high of this red candle here, which is 855. So we got a break right there, 855. Did you see how quickly it shot up to 880? I only have 48 shares in this, but I'm going to hold it for a break of $9. So I'll sell half at $9. You might do a 1-minute pullback before we get there. Our ACIU is coming up just a little bit of a pullback there. So RCMT is probably doing a 1-minute pullback here. We have 45 seconds left on the 1-minute candle. I'm looking right here. And then we're going to look for it to come up to $9. I'd like to take my first profits as it breaks $9. Usually the break of the whole dollar is kind of explosive, and it goes up to 10 cents, 15 cents above the whole dollar. ACIU coming back down. So here we go in RCMT, looking for breaking $9, and I'm selling half right. Can we break $9? It was hitting 9. I think it did very momentarily. ACIU looking good, and I'm selling half of RCMT as soon as it breaks $9. So you can watch here on the ask. You can, all right. So boom, broke $9, and I'm selling half at 907. So now, oh, never mind. I sold the whole position. So I'm all out of RCMT, up $49 on 48 shares. So that's pretty good. I just pressed the wrong hotkey there. I had my hand in the wrong place. So Control K sells my whole position. ACIU is looking good here, so I'm just gonna manage this trade now. So now that I'm out of that trade on RCMT, I'm just gonna go back here and have ACIU on all of these windows so I can see the daily chart. So yesterday this closed at 765, and right now it's trading at 14. So it's up 90% here from yesterday, and it just broke $14 to the downside. So it's going to be a level of support. So it might just bounce off that level and take another setup to come farther down, but I'm pretty comfortable right now with my with where I'm at. My average price is $14.91. So let's put that in here. So this blue line right here is my average price on the 5-minute chart. So I'm up basically $90 or 90 cents per share right now. Wow, RCMT, look at that. So I could have managed that trade a little bit better. This was a delayed 5-minute breakout here. The move happened on the second 5-minute candle after making a new high here from this pullback. So that would have been a really great trade. I would probably have sold the other half up at the high nines. So that would have got me a little bit more, but I'm happy with that trade because I'm already in this other stock here. Wow. Okay, so ACIU just dropped all the way down to 1311 and back up. So we can expect this to consolidate a little bit before moving down now. Anytime a stock moves like that and pulls back, it's probably going to consolidate before it moves further in your direction. So right now $14 is a level of resistance as it tries to consolidate, so it's not quite breaking up above 14, although it very well could here. So let's look at the catalyst on RCMT because it's making some pretty big moves now. So here we go. Thermal Kinetics is awarded Alcorn Clean Fuels Sanitizer Grade Ethanol Project. RCMT Technologies, a premier provider of business and technology solutions designed to enhance and maximize the operational performance of its customers through the adaptation and deployment of advanced engineering, specialty healthcare, and IT services. Today provided an update on its recently obtained projects to assist its clients in producing higher grades of ethanol for use in beverage and hygienic applications, such as sanitizer-grade ethanol. So ACIU got back above $14, and it looks like some sellers are trying to keep it down near that level. So RCMT is definitely trading on momentum here. Just did a nice clean 1-minute pullback. Look at that. So I might switch gears over to RCMT in a little bit, but I'm going to need a very good pullback. So I will wait for a 5-minute pullback on RCMT. It is easy to borrow, but I want to trade with the trend. And right now it is trending up, so it would be a little bit risky to be trying to find the right price level to short it. So we have 17 minutes to the bell. ACIU breaking down on the 1 minute chart. I am short 204 shares. My average price is, I can put it on the 1 minute chart too as well. So my average price is $14.91. So this is looking good. I'm going to try and cover on the bid quarter of my position here. So I'm buying. So I just bought back 51 shares of ACIU at $13.75. Just taking a little bit of profit here. So now I have 150. I'm short 153 shares ACIU. So that's giving me a little bit more buying power. You can see down here on the bottom left of my screen that I'm currently using $2,277 of my account for this ACIU short, and I have basically 1,200 available. So if we get a good setup on RCMT, I'll be able to put a little bit more capital into that trade. MNPR is looking interesting as well. So if you want to look that one up, MNPR, it was trending, kind of just moving sideways below VWAP, and it's broken up $2.50 to the upside. The nice thing up here, I'm just going to pull up MNPR for a second. So MNPR. The good thing about this stock is it has a low float. So look over here on the scanners. It's the third leading gapper today, and it has a float of 3.34 million. RCMT, on the other hand, has a float of 8.66 million, which is still pretty low. I'm going to pull up RCMT right now and look at this one. It's doing a pullback on the 5 minute. So I'm going to come back here. ACIU looking good. It's moved down even more. So I'm going to take a little bit more profit on this one. So I'm buying 38 shares at $13.35, and it filled. So now I only have 115 shares short on ACIU, and I'm going to be watching RCMT here for a breakout to the upside. So I'm taking a position on RCMT here at 1060. This is getting in a little bit early. It could pull back a little bit more for sure. Sometimes I like to really anticipate moves. It's a little bit riskier to do that, but sometimes I also miss moves, so which is okay. I probably shouldn't have taken this trade because I didn't have the setup yet. This is way early on in this potential 5-minute setup. All right, I'm going to add to my position right here. So I'm in with 148 shares. Average price of 1038. And adding the rest of my account there. So my average price is 1035 on RCMT. Pull it up here. Has 14 million shares of volume. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Edit. 1035 is my average price. So this blue line is my average price in anticipation of a 5-minute setup. ACIU is not moving too quickly, so I'm okay sitting in that trade. I've taken some profit. The reason I like to anticipate moves like I did here, it is riskier, so not the absolute best practice, because first and foremost, you want to manage risk. But the reason I did do that is because if it were to do a 5-minute breakout, excuse me, 5-minute breakout on this, after this candle, the high of this candle is 1144. So my price on that trade would be a whole dollar higher than it is right now, $1.09. The risk is, what if it doesn't do the 5-minute setup and it continues down, and this is the high of pre-market, and then it trends down when the market opens. So that's the risk. And it very well could do that, but we'll see what happens. I will stop out. I'm going to give it some considerable room. So I wouldn't recommend taking these entries that I have on RCMT. So we have 1 minute left on the 5-minute chart here. And we have 5.5 minutes until the market opens. So when the market opens is when there's usually the most volume, most volatility. So I'm definitely going to want to manage my ACIU trade. So 10 seconds left on this 5-minute chart. So the high of this candle is 10.15. First we got to get up over $10. So we're looking for a break at $10 and then a break at 10.15. Can we get a break at 10.15? So I'm watching the level 2 here. So we're up over $10 and we want it to break the high of this 5-minute candle right here, which is 10.15. This does look like a very nice 5-minute setup, and we're breaking that 10.15 right now, and let's see if we can get a new high of day in the next 5 or 10 minutes here. So it's right at my price now, 10.35. So we might do a 1-minute pullback. First 1-minute pullback after the 5-minute breakout. So looking at the 1-minute chart here, it's doing a little bit of a pullback. And then we should see a 1-minute breakout, breaking the new high of this candle here, which is, so the high of this candle is 10.40. So we'll have a new 1-minute candle in 25 seconds, and we're going to look for it to break 10.40. So new 1-minute candles right there. Oh, okay. So that was not good. That is a failed 5-minute breakout. So I'm going to have to stop out of this trade most likely. Good news is ACIU is breaking down. So I'm going to go ahead and take half of, let's see, 1165. I'm buying back half of my short position on ACIU. 1165. Can we get there? No. $12. So ACIU just did a big drop down. I'm looking at it on a different screen here. ACIU. So look at that drop. That's impressive. So I'm going to try and buy back 28 shares. I'm just going to leave this order open here. There we go. So I bought back 28 shares at 11.85, taking a bit more profit there. RCMT, I still think is very strong. So let me just put both these up here. So we have 10 seconds to the bell. So I'm going to be watching both these. I'm short on ACIU and long on RCMT. Usually don't like to be in two positions, but I am. I'm primarily watching RCMT here because I'm in the red on this one. Okay, RCMT's. I just took half my profit on RCMT. So I sold 84 shares at 10.74, and it looks like it's trying to halt going up here. ACIU is pulling back up. My average price on that is $14.80, and it's currently at $12.30. So RCMT. I'm just going to stop out on RCMT. I want to manage my ACIU trade. I have 87 shares of ACIU, short at $14.80. RCMT making a good move here. ACIU making a good move as well to the downside. So here's the daily chart on ACIU. So this could come back quite a bit. So I'm ready to cover my position on ACIU if it's going up to $12. I'm going to go ahead and cover right there. So I'm out of all my trades right now. I'm up 487.83 on the day. We're 3 minutes into the market open. So right now there's going to be a lot of volatility because the market just opened, and I am going to want to only trade the best entries. So I can watch ACIU for it to come up and touch these moving averages and reverse again and short it. And I can watch RCMT for a 5-minute setup to the long side. But first and foremost, manage risk. NTC. So my account today is $3,476. If you were to take my original $2,004 account and add up the profits from the last 2 days, you wouldn't get that number. You'd get a higher number because of the commissions. I'll probably make a video over the weekend going over the first week of the small account challenge. And I'll talk about the commissions and everything there. So I'm shorting ACIU here at 1173. It's kind of dropping back down on the 1 minute chart here. I'm covering half at 1126 if I can. Gonna cancel that order. Covering half at 1161 if I can. No. Okay. So I was putting orders out there to cover on the bid. If I want to get out of it immediately, I can do Alt Z, and I'll buy the whole position back on the ask, and it will execute immediately. But I was just trying to manage my risk there so I didn't go in the red on this trade, but looks like we're continuing downwards. I'll take a quarter here if I can, 1120. So I bought back 55 shares at 1120. Now I'm in a good position on this trade. It's breaking below $11. My price target is 10 because of this moving average here. So this is the 200 exponential moving average on the 5-minute chart, and it's at 968. So if we can get down close to that, I'll be in great shape. I'm short currently 168 shares. Average price is 1173. It is trying to halt going down here. The halt price is 1040. So I'm going to go ahead and cover the whole position there at 1180 or 1080. So I'm up 673 on the day. Let's look at RCMT. RCMT is interesting. Lots of stocks halting today. So let's watch the resumption of RCMT. So RCMT just resumed right here. Shoot, I was going to buy the dip. Let's see. I'm going to buy the dip here at couldn't get filled. I tried to buy it at 1147 and my order didn't get filled. So I would have had $1 per share on that. Now I don't have an entry. It's okay. Too risky to just randomly buy in here without having a proper setup, because I could buy it and it could halt going down. RCMT halting, coming down at 1064. You'll see it show up right here on the halt scanner. So there it is, RCMT halted. So let's look over at ACIU again. ACIU, RCMT will resume in 5 minutes. So I covered my short position here at 1080, and it's consolidating. Let's check out don't see anything else too interesting, so I've almost been trading for an hour. We're 9.5 minutes into the market open. So did some pre-market trading. Took a risky entry on RCMT. It worked out, but my biggest wins have been on ACIU so far. I would have had a couple $100 winner on RCMT just recently because I bought a pullback out of the halt and then it went up $1. But it's okay. The order didn't fill because the price was moving too quickly, and there weren't any shares trading at the price that I sent my limit order out at. So I'm going to short ACIU with a small position here, 157 shares, short at 11.11. I'm shorting it for the break down below $11. So on the 1 minute chart, see it was coming up here for 4 minutes and then it broke down there. So there's a chance this could consolidate back up all the way to $13 or so. So I'm going to want to stop out of this pretty quickly if it doesn't move in my direction. So I have my hands on the hotkeys, ready to stop out, or ready to take profit. Or not stop out, but cover my position. If it breaks below 11, I'll add. So I shorted some more there right at 11. And covering at 1071, 1/4 my position. Covering half here at 1041. So now I have 104 shares. Short, average price of $11. Okay. I'm going to leave that there and look at RCMT. It just resumed trading. So I'm going to be shorting RCMT if it breaks below VWAP here, which is 950. Okay, I'm gonna cover on ACIU because my price was 11, up 773. I'm not in any trades right now. So I didn't have the ACIU chart up there, but I was watching the level 2 while simultaneously watching RCMT. I didn't want my ACIU trade. Okay, I'm watching RCMT here. I'm gonna short here at $10. It's looking pretty bullish here. All right, cool. I meant bearish. I'm very bearish on this one right now, breaking the VWAP. I'm gonna cover half here at 931 if I can. Didn't fill. I'm ready to stop out on this if it gets up to $10, but it is coming down and breaking below the VWAP here. The VWAP is this orange line here. It's the volume weighted average price on the day. I'm going to short it again here for the break below $9. And I'm going to cover half right at $9, or a quarter right at $9. Going to cover some more at $8.96 if I can. My average price is $9.55, so I have to be careful on this one. So I'm going to stop out there, up 942 on the day. So I'm not paying attention to my P&L. I'm just paying attention to the momentum, the setups, and managing my trades. I'm going to short this again at 956. I'm ready to stop out though. I shorted it because I think it might break down below the VWAP, and it's just just testing this moving average here. So 182 shares shorted at 956. Probably my more risky entry on this stock today, so I am ready to cover it immediately. Definitely don't want it to get above $10. Okay, good. Good. I'm gonna just covered half of that at 927. So I have 91 shares short, average price of 956. I just covered another half, so I only have 46 shares. And I'm going to stop on the rest here at 8.98. So up $1,000.37, and I'm trading a $3,476 account. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. What I don't want to do is give back a whole bunch of profit. So the first trade I have where I give back a couple hundred or $100, I'll probably call it a day. Let's check out ACIU. Trending down. So these probably are good shorts for people that are holding for a longer period of time. I just take such large share size, like 50-70% of my account, so I can't afford the risk. I like to get in and trade a setup, and it does that move that I'm looking for, and then get out. I'm not looking to hold it for longer periods of time. Alright, I'm shorting RCMT here. It looks like it's kind of wanting to reject the VWAP here. I'm going to stop out at 950 if I have to. Alright, stopped out. So up $1,007. Came back a little bit. So here it probably will keep coming down. I just couldn't afford to stay in the trade because no one can predict the future, and if it did continue to go up, it would not be good. I am taking the same trade here though, short at 920 this time, because it looks like it's going to break down below $9. So anytime I have 3 red trades in a row on the same stock, I am pretty much done with that. So I'm gonna pay attention to that. I had 1 red trade on this just now. Shorting again here at 903. I'm gonna cover half of my position there at 880. Average price is 907 here. I'm going to cover cover the rest at 911. So $1,057 on the day now. Let's check ACIU. So ACIU is trending down. Let's pull it up here. It's not in any trades. I have been trading for quite a while now, an hour and 10 minutes, and sometimes it's good to take a break. Step back for a little bit. I am going to try and short ACIU for the break below $10 here. So short at 10.08, and can we break $10? Covering half here at 986 if I can. So I covered half at 986. And average price is 10.08. So I'm stopping out here at 997. So that's a good quick little trade for the break below $10. I've been doing quite a bit of shorting today. RCMT is moving back up here. So I can go long or short on both of these stocks, which is great. I don't want to fight the trend, so ACIU here is clearly been trending down, although it did just hit this 200 moving average, so it might reverse. So I'm not sure about that. And then RCMT here isn't really trending up or down right now. It's above the VWAP, but just barely. In fact, I'm shorting it right here for the break. So I short at 950 for the break of the VWAP to the downside. I'm going to stop out if it's going to come up above that. So I'm stopping out. So that was basically a break-even trade there. So cost me some commissions, but that's about it. So I'm not seeing any super great setups on RCMT except for maybe breaking below the VWAP. So I'll continue to watch this and see. Actually, I'm going to short it here again because it looks like on the 1 minute chart it's having some resistance right here. And okay, there we go. There we go. Good, good. So I want to see it drop down below the VWAP here. And it is below the VWAP, but I want to see a bigger move. Looking for a bigger move. Average price is 961. All right. Can we get it to drop down pretty hard here? I'm going to take half here at 9:30. So I covered half at 9:30, and I'm short 91 shares, average price of 961. Might just sit back, no hands, and let this one ride a little bit lower, or stop out if it comes back up. So I utilized 50% of my account on my entry, and I took half. So you can see here, bottom left of the screen, that I'm using 25% of my account on this trade right now. Broke down below $9. I'll take another half, so I covered 45 shares at $8.92. Let's see what ACIU is doing. ACIU isn't doing much. I'll pull it up here for you. ACIU. I am getting a little bit fatigued here. So you're looking at one of 3 screens that's full of this market information, and I have even some other screens with other stuff that I'm looking at now and then too. So it's a little bit overwhelming to stare at this and take quick trades for over an hour. So ACIU, it's been trending down all the way since this huge move right at the beginning of pre-market. So right now it's hitting this 200 EMA, and it's having a hard time breaking through that. So it would be a good short as it breaks down below there. Other than that, it could be a good long to come back up here to this moving average, but it's not going to be trading very quickly on the upside. So I'm just going to watch it for a short. RCMT hanging right above $9. My average price there is $9.61, so I'm just watching it. It will very likely continue down, but if not, I have plenty of room to stop out. And I only have 46 shares. So I'm going to short ACIU here for the break at 10. So it broke down below 10 there. We'll see if it can hold below $10. My average price is $10.01. And ultimately, I want it to break below 972. In fact, I'm going to add to the position below 9. So I'm adding right here, full account, because it's looking really good on the 5-minute chart here, breaking below, breaking the low of this candle. And so my average price is $9.93. Looking good. Okay. RCMT is also continuing down there. So I didn't really mention it yet, but if you look up here on my position summary, you've probably already noticed, but you can see it shows a negative a number of shares when I'm in a short position. So it's negative 291 on ACIU and negative 46 on RCMT. RCMT. I'm going to go ahead and cover on RCMT if I can at 835. So I'm all out of RCMT. I just don't want to be managing two trades right now. I'm also stopping out of ACIU here because it's staying above this moving average, and I had a large position. So I'm still interested in ACIU breaking below 972. It will just have to push down through it, and I'll take another trade if it's looking like it's about to do that. What I don't want to do is for it to break down below 972 and then take a trade, because then I've already missed the move as far as my day trading setup goes. RCMT is really going down here. Look at that. I'm going to short RCMT here. There's a huge huge buyer getting eaten up there. So I'm in this with half my account, a little bit risky, because this isn't a great setup. I'm looking, this basically the setup is this 1 minute breaking below this pullback. So I'm shorting again here, 822. There's a lot of pressure to the downside here. So I'm in with my full account here. So much for not using my full account. I'm going to definitely not do this as the account grows, but for the purpose of trying to grow the account as quickly as possible early on, I'm willing to take a little bit of extra risk. So stop right now is going to be 850. If it gets 850, I'm going to cover. Average price is 821. There's a lot of pressure to the downside here, but there's also some support. So the low of the last 1 minute candle is 8.12. If we break that, and then if we can break $8 to the downside, that would be great. We're at 8.16 now on the bid. Can we break 8.12? Alright, this looks great. Looks good. Can we break $8? Alright, covering half at 7.92 if I can. I'm going to cancel that order. So I am holding on to this, just seeing if we can get a bigger move down below $8. There has been a lot of resistance coming down here, but there's a lot of pressure to the downside. This has 35 million shares of volume, and it has a 8.66 million float. Alright, I'm stopping out there. So took a little bit of profit there. It was just coming up too close to my price. So it kind of did a double tap here at 791, 792. So far I haven't had any considerable drawdowns today, so that's good. No big red trades. Alright, I'm gonna look at a RCMT to short it again. It looks shorting RCMT at 8.16, risky entry, 214 shares. My stop is 8.42, which is a little bit high. And shorting again here at 8.16. I'm ready to stop out on the full position. Stop out is 8.39. If I see 8.39 or any number higher right here, I will immediately stop out. So I stopped out. So I lost $100 on that trade. And that was a risky entry. So risky entries, and you are risking your profits and your capital. So we like to stay away from that. Let's look at ACIU for a second. I still really am interested in this RCMT below $8. So So the low of this last minute candle is 816. So anytime I give back money like that, I had $1,200 something on the day, and I just gave back 100. I feel like I want to make it back. Trying to make back losses is a horrible mindset. So I need to erase that from my mind and just trade exactly what is in front of me. And what's in front of me right now is, it looks like 840 is a level of resistance here that this might want to break over on the 1 minute chart. So why would I be shorting it? Well, good question. Back to ACIU here. RCMT broke up above 840. You can see how it did that explosive move here. So ultimately, I think both of these stocks, ACIU and RCMT, will likely end the day below these prices they're at right now, just because they are so extended on the daily chart. They're both gapping up a lot. But as far as my trading strategy, I'm not looking to hold it the whole day most of the time. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll take a good short or a long right at market open and hold it throughout the entire day, and it will continue to work for me. And then I'll close it out at the end of the day, or at a good point somewhere later in the market open. And I'm not doing that with these right now, so I'm just going to focus on the little setups that I have managed to make $1,100 on today. Okay, so ACIU does look interesting for a short here. I'm going to take a small short here at 10.14. It's breaking down. There we go. So now I want to see it break below this moving average of 974. So I took this entry because I saw it breaking down below the low of this candle, which is 10.05. I anticipated it and got in at 10.14 short. And now I want to see it break below this 200 moving average. So it might do a pullback on the 1 minute chart, but I'm shorting with my full account now at 995 because I see this as very likely to break this level in the next 5 minutes or so. So my average price is 10.05. My stop out, I'll go with 10.20. So if I see 10.20 on the ask, I'm going to cover my position. But this is looking good. I did a little tiny 1 minute pullback here, and now it's trying to break below this moving average on the 5 minute chart. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So it's having having a hard time breaking down here below it, but we'll see what it does. Haven't covered any of my position yet. I'm gonna cover there at 990. So what's RCMT doing now? I've just been going back and forth, ACIU to RCMT all day. So got 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on the 5 minute chart. 5 minute candle. The low of the last one is 822. And so I'll be interested to short it right here actually at 830. It's respecting this moving average on the 1 minute chart, and I'm taking an entry in anticipation of it doing a 5 minute breakout to the downside. My stop is going to be 852, which is this or 853, this moving average on the 1 minute chart that it's respecting. So I'm shorting the rest of my account here at 830 for the breakdown, and it broke the low of 822. It's hanging out right there, and I have my hands ready to cover. My average price is 830. So ultimately, I want this to break down below $8 and down below the low on the day, which is 791. And I'm short 409 shares at 830. So it's looking good. I believe in this setup. I think it's going to work out. So I'm not going to be covering any of my position until we see a move down below, at least below 791, and I'll stop out at 830 if it comes back up. So can we break down below $8? Lots of selling on the time and sales, broke down below $8. Can we break the low of 791? Yes, we did. It hit 790, and what are we gonna see here? This has a lot of room. So I might end up turning this into a longer trade. If you look at the daily chart, see how extended it is. And this is a clean rejection of both of these moving averages on the 5-minute chart. So that's the 9 EMA and should be the 20 EMA. Yep. So this blue line is my price that I sold these shares at. Currently up 30 cents on 409 shares, which is a great trade in itself. I could just take my profit and run, but I'm on a good position in the day. I'm willing to hold this longer and see if we can get it to break down even more. So you could say I'm getting greedy now, not taking any profit after it moved, did the move I wanted it to. And that very well, that is the case, to be honest, because I could take off $100 of profit right now and be up $1,300. But I'm okay with the extra risk here in this trade. I have a very good cushion on the day. And this stock is trending down, and it did do a nice rejection of these moving averages. So whether or not this level of 790 is going to prove to be a very strong level or not is yet to be seen. I'm stopping out here covering. So I didn't want it to go up like this. So what did I miss out on there? I missed out on $100 of profit. But I managed my risk. I got out of the trade, and yeah. No harm, no foul. I really have just been bouncing back and forth between these stocks today. Look at ACIU, ACIU. Look at that, nice. So this stock did break down below this moving average. If you look on the daily chart, though, it doesn't have as much room to go as RCMT, so I'm going to come back and look at RCMT because it's back down here. So I got a good sleep last night. So I'm not so tired like yesterday. My mind can withstand staring at this for a couple hours if need be to fully capitalize on the momentum or on the volatility at this point. These stocks aren't really trading on momentum. And once again today I haven't even been paying any attention to the high of day Momo scanner. So ANCN, I'll pull it up and just take a look at it, see what it's doing. So this one is 2 million shares of volume. It has a catalyst. It looks like it's trying to halt here. It does have a 7-cent spread there. Well, it did. ANCN. Huh. So this had a big move yesterday. It's not shortable, so I can only trade this to the long side, and it's extended now. So I'm going to put this up on a different chart, ANCN, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. If it does a good 5-minute setup, I'll come back to it. Otherwise, not too interested in it right now. So ACIU. Yeah, so RCMT is really respecting this $8 level or $7.90 price level. I think with the positive catalysts, the positive news on this, that it could turn around and break above VWAP today and trade on some more momentum. Let's check out BPTH from yesterday. So BPTH is the only stock I was green on yesterday. And it looks like it's just been pulling back. So you see here on the daily chart, I'll just make this bigger for you guys. So on the daily chart here on BPTH yesterday, it had some news. it got a patent for something medical. That's about all I really look at, is kind of what sector it's in and what the news is. And just to know it as a catalyst, positive catalyst. And so it gapped up yesterday. So today's Thursday. So on Tuesday, it had a high of 523. That's right here. Yesterday on Wednesday, it opened up at 1584. Right here, it opened up. It came up all the way to a high of 2434 and ended up closing the day at 1177. So it opened up high. It did a big move up to 24 and then closed the day at 1129 or 1177. So today, let's see, in pre-market, restore. In pre-market, it basically stayed around the same price that it closed at, and it's just pulled back today to 934 right now. I can't short it. It isn't moving too much today, but just wanted to show you that and check in to see what that stock is doing today. ACIU. So there could be a good opportunity to short this if it comes up and taps this moving average at 974 on the 5-minute chart. So I'll watch that. And let's look at RCMT. This one, I don't really see a good trade for me right now. ACIU. So I'm going to watch this, see if it can come all the way up here and tap this level, and I'll short it again if it gets close enough. Actually, 965 might be the level that I'm going to short this at. I'm shorting it right now, 950. So shorting on the $0.50. It's pretty close here to this moving average, and it has pulled back a little bit. So I took half of my buying power there and shorted it at 950. I'm going to add to this if it comes up higher. I'd add at 965 with the rest of my account, or if it turns down and breaks below the low of this candle, which is, yeah, if it breaks down below 950, I'll probably add the rest of the account to this trade as well. Yeah, so what I said at the beginning of this video about not using my full account, I'm not really sticking to yet, because, okay, shorting the rest here at 961. So my average price is 955. I'm going to stop out at 980. Sometimes I like to just use the order entry here on the screen, so if I'm going to stop out, I'll just use this. So I'm short 346 shares. It's going to be a market order, and I'm going to be buying. So all I got to do is click, and I'll get out of the position at whatever price is on the ask here. Wow, RCMT. So ACIU just jumped down. RCMT also breaking down. So for this to break below 930 will be a good move. My new stop is now 965 on ACIU. So these, when I say I'm going to be stopping out at a price, it's a mental price level where I say I'm going to get out before it moves too far in the opposite direction that I want it to. So that's what stopping out is. And some people use stop loss orders, so it's automatic. So you take a trade and then the stop loss orders set a certain number of cents or a certain percentage away from your entry. I don't do that because I believe that every single trade and stock and situation is unique, and I like to be a little bit more dynamic. Sure, sometimes I'll stop out at a price that's worse than what I would have stopped out if I was using stop loss orders. And some people have brought that to my attention. But I want to be in control of my trading. I don't want a computer to be doing it. I'll leave that up to the high frequency trading done by the big banks, and I will stick to going with my manual stopping out. So this, if this breaks 930, so 928, 930, 930. So these, all these 5-minute candles have had support right around 930. So if we break down below that, it's going to be a pretty big move. So this is technically going to be a 5-minute breakout to the downside, which is what I've been anticipating. And if it can stay below this level, I think it'll, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. I want to see it get below $9. So early on in the day, I really like taking profit fast, at least partial positions. But at this point, I wouldn't mind holding on to it and seeing if I can get into a longer term trade here and hold it for even, an hour, 2 hours until the market close. The market has been open for an hour and 15 minutes right now. And I've been trading for 2 hours. So, yeah. I'm not looking to necessarily scalp this on the 1 minute chart or even the 5 minute chart if it can stay below my price here. I could hold it. The only problem with this one, as opposed to RCMT, is this one only needs to come down $1 more, and it's at the price level it's been trading at earlier this week. Whereas if I pull up RCMT is at 762 now, and yesterday the high was 440. So that is $3 it could come down. I can also afford more shares of RCMT because it's lower price. So there is more potential in RCMT. I just haven't seen a great setup for me. I really like the setup on ACIU with this moving average pulling back to this, so dropping below this moving average. Let me make this bigger again so you can see it. So yeah, dropping below this moving average, which it's been respecting here, and then shorting it as it retests that level and comes back down. So unless this stock does a reversal anytime soon, it probably won't come back up to my price, or certainly probably won't come back up to the moving average, which is currently 973, that purple price right there. So I'm willing to stick it out and see what I can get out of this, what I can squeeze out of this stock. My average price is $9.55. I shorted it at $9.50 and $9.61. See, RCMT is on the other side of the 200 moving average. It's well above it here, $1.15 above it. So as this comes down throughout the day, the 630 will be a strong level of support or resistance as it's coming down, and it might have a similar it might behave similarly to ACIU, but that's not happening just yet. I'd really love to see ACIU get down below $9. It's doing a 1 minute pullback here on the 1 minute chart. It's about to. So the low of this candle here is 912, and there's 13 seconds left. And the low of the current candle is 915. So it is coming up a little bit here, rejecting the $9 price level. So see how, so look over here on the low. So when I mouse over here, this is a low of 901. So worst case scenario here, if I'm going to hold it, it's going to come up and tap this moving average on the 1 minute chart, 940. and then reverse and come back down and break $9. Or worst case scenario for me to stop out, it comes back up to 955. I think I'd just try and stop out at 950. That way I do make a little bit on the trade. But you see that selling coming through right there. That was a lot of selling. Saw a lot of red right here on the time and sales. So holding it down below the 930 level. And look at that. RCMT. RCMT is just continuing to step down here. The only possible entries for me would have been the 1 minute chart, but it's still not really clean. Well, this was a clean. No, that wasn't a clean one. ACIU. Here's the ANCN, the one that was hitting the scanners. I said I'd take a look at it. Did do a pretty clean 5 minute breakout here. So the high of this was 605 and it came up to 636. Not a crazy move, but a reasonable 5 minute breakout. Let's go back to ACIU. It's coming up a little bit here. So here's the moving average. I said it might come up and tap on the 1 minute chart. It's currently at 937. If it gets above that, if it gets above 940, I'm just going to stop out. So if I see 941 on the bid, I'm just going to, or on the ask, I'm going to cover for 15, 12 cents of profit. So it's definitely some support there at $9. I'm just covering here because it looks like it could do a breakout to the upside here with the high of this candle being 935. So just managing the risk there, trying to mitigate going into the red on that trade. Let's look at PSTV. It's hitting the scanners. PSTV, I've traded this one before. So Plus Therapeutics, it has a catalyst. It's to participate in BIO, CEO, and Investor Digital Conference. It's a clinical stage pharmaceutical company developing novel, targeted, and personalized therapies for rare and difficult to treat cancers. It's not easy to borrow. It's at $4 right now. The daily chart is yesterday. It looks like it was a little bit volatile. I would need a setup. It has 2,200,000 shares of volume. Looks like the halt level is 427. The catalyst isn't really that amazing. They're attending an investor digital participating in an investor digital conference. So I don't know what the catalyst was yesterday. Honestly, I'm just going to go back and look at RCMT, see if I can find a setup on that one. RCMT. So you can tell there that I can't type right now, so might be an indication to start thinking about calling it a day. It's definitely extended to the downside here, so shorting it while it's enticing because it's just going down and down and down is not a great decision for me because it's extended. It makes a lot more sense to me for this to pull back up here before taking an entry to the downside. If it doesn't pull back, that's great for whoever's shorting it right now, but it's not for me right here, right now. So I might get another opportunity to short ACIU. I would do it on a 5-minute breakout to the downside. The current there's currently 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. I have the 10-second chart down here, but I don't use it too often right now. I'd like to start using it more because it can help me time my entries just a little bit better when these stocks are trading on extreme momentum. So it's 1 minute to 11 o'clock Eastern time and 1 minute to 7 o'clock Alaska time. I've been trading since 4:45. Let's see, my first trade was so 8:43 Eastern time. So I've been trading since 4:43 Alaska time, and I am looking at this to short, so I am going to short ACIU here at 921. I'm looking for it to make a new low here on the 5-minute chart. I want to see it, so I've entered in anticipation of it doing a 5-minute breakout to the downside. The low of the last candle here, okay, the low of the candle right now is 915 and it just closed. So if we break below 915, it's a 5-minute breakout to the downside. My price is 921, so I don't have a lot of wiggle room here. I am ready to cover my full position with hotkeys, and I'm also ready to watch it go below $9 because I think it will sometime today. Alright, so let's see. Holding here. Looking for the move down. My stop will be 930 for right now. So if I see 930 here, I'm out. I'm covering. I'm buying. I don't really want to take profit until it's below $9. Get a good 25 cents or so for my first profit target. But I also have to manage risk. And the stock has been coming down since the market opened. I was in it here with like 91 shares, I think, for its move at the open all the way down here, approximately $2, $1.50. That was nice. So now I'm just trading this 5-minute setup here to the downside. And the low on the day is $9.01 from 20 minutes ago. Can we break $9? There we go. So I'm taking some profit at 891, 71 shares, which is a quarter of my position if I can. It executed. So when I'm throwing out those orders, taking profit on the way down, I'm trying to buy it back on the bid. If I want the order to execute immediately, I have to buy it back on the ask. I have sets of hotkeys for different amounts of my position for both the bid and the ask. But why would I want to take profit on the ask if I can take it on the bid and get a couple cents better? A couple cents more per share. If I want to get out immediately, then sure, I'm going to buy it back on the ask. This ask is orders that people are trying to sell at, and this is orders of people trying to buy it. So it came down there and tapped 888. So I got out 3 cents from the best price so far in the day with my first profit taking on this trade. Let's see if it does a 1-minute pullback here and then see if it can come down some more. It is getting down into the territory where it's going to be slowing down with its movement downwards because it has moved at least 2/3 of the way down to its price yesterday, so it's not so extended on the daily chart anymore. So here we are at $9. So ideally this 1 minute chart does a breakout to the downside here. The low of the last candle is 894, and look at that, we're breaking down below 894. So that's what we like to see there. Now we want to see it make a new low on the day, which is currently 888. Can we get below 888? At this point, I'm going to stop out if it gets to $9. I'm going to cover at 9 and call it a day. So I'm covering there at 898. And I've been trading for long enough today. These stocks are starting to slow down a little bit. RCMT's coming up here a little bit. It very well could move all the way down here to $4 throughout the day. I'm just not interested in sticking around that long. I'd rather stop while I'm up without exhausting myself and scratching for a few more $100. And I have other things to do, and I can come back tomorrow morning with a fresh mind. But I'd say for a so my account here, you can see bottom left, my buying power here is $3,476. That's how much cash I have in this trading account at light speed. And I just made $1,354 before commissions. There will be maybe, I'm just guessing, $200 of commissions on the day, maybe $150. I won't know until tomorrow, but on the weekend or Monday, because Monday's a holiday, I will go over my first 4 days, my first week of the small account challenge, and kind of show you my brokerage account and some TraderView. TraderView is a website where you can import all your trades, and it gives you all kinds of interesting statistics on your trades. So I will show all of that to you maybe Monday on President's Day, or maybe Saturday or Sunday on the weekend. I'll make a little video about just a recap of my first week of this small account challenge. So basically started out with a $2,004 account. I chose that amount because in this particular account I can't day trade below 2,000. So maybe at another time I'll do the same thing with the account starting at $500. That would be with a different broker. But yeah, trying to see how fast I can grow this account from 2,000 to 25,000, and of course on from there. But have to set the target somewhere. So we'll see how quickly. Maybe it'll be a month. Maybe I'll have some big losses and it will be a couple months. Maybe it'll be one more week. Who knows? Maybe I'll just hit a home run next week, and you never know. Maybe I'll experience some bad emotions when I start live streaming, because I'll have a lot more pressure on me. Right now I'm just screen recording this, so because trading is so psychological. the difference between profitable trading and blowing up your account trading is very, very minor um, psychological changes in how you approach your trading. And so I don't know, live streaming might kind of freak me out. If I get red on the day, I'm probably just going to stop trading and and start again the next day. The concern is if I get red on the day, trying to make back my profits, trying to get back to break even, trying to have a green day. So far, this is my third green day out of 3 days with this small account challenge, and I'm really grateful for that. It's been a relatively hot market. There's been a lot of volatility. Sometimes there isn't a whole lot to trade, but there has been. So yeah, let me just look at these one last time, see if I don't see a good trade to take. So ACIU, it might just keep going down kind of as it has been, probably will, but don't need to trade it anymore today. RCMT, this one is a little bit interesting right now. I mentioned earlier how it could come all the way back up to the VWAP, volume weighted average price, which is 903 right now, and trade on some momentum because I don't know, you kind of just have a feel for these things. That's obviously very speculative, but I've been staring at these stocks and this kind of price movement for a little while now, and I'm starting to develop. So look at this 1 minute setup right here on the 1 minute chart. Look at that, it's just breaking right there. That's, yeah, nice. Anyways, I've seen enough. I've taken enough profit from the market today, and I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday morning, last day of the week, so gonna try and end it on a good note. And thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this or learned something. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you tomorrow morning.